What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family. I hope you enjoyed some quality time with everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed their food. I hope whatever you're doing this weekend as a family is going to be awesome. I know there's a lot of events going on in DFW. One of the events I want to recommend is the one that's going on at the Japanese Gardens or the Botanical Gardens. They have I think it's called Lightscape. If you get a chance, go to that. I saw them prepping for it. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. I know over the past couple of days, I've been posting about this brisket. You know, it's been driving me nuts. I've been stressing out about it. I pre-prepped it. And I'm just glad it's over. I'm glad I was able to get the brisket done with all the tips and suggestions. Thank you very much for your comments. I know some people were like, hey, that's a rink-a-dink smoker. You gotta have this one. But I'm a firm believer is you got to work with what you got before you go buy what you don't need or what you're not going to use. Yes, it's a rink-a-dink. It's an older version. It's an electric smoker. I didn't want to buy or invest into the real smokers because I didn't know how to use it. My wife bought it for me about 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and it's been sitting there. I tried it once and then, that brisket didn't come out good and I just gave up on it. I'm like, I can't get this. It's too long of a cook. It's too much to watch. It's too much to learn. So I just sat there. I have the grill top and the same thing with that. They bought it for me 2 years ago and I didn't want to give up on that. So I learned that and I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to use that flat top, how to cook stuff. I still want to perfect how to grill effectively and get the results that everybody else is getting. And I could have bought a more expensive one than that too. But like I said, invest in what you need to learn instead of buying what you can't use or you don't use. And that goes in line with what the topic of today. The topic of today is Black Friday. There's a lot of sales going on. There's a lot of new equipment out there. There's a lot of stuff that's being fed to us. And I have to be honest, I'm like right there on some of these items. I'm like, oh my God, that's a steal. That's a good deal. Let me get that. I need that for my photography. I will be a better photographer if I buy this stuff. And all those companies, a lot of people don't realize is they have a marketing team. And they focus on how to get their sales up. So they feed into us. They feed into what we think we need and we end up buying the stuff. And I know that I have some photographer friends that are on here and you have a shelf of the stuff that you bought that's just sitting there. Or sometimes some of my photographer friends, myself included, you'll buy a specific lens because they're like, hey, you need this because this is gonna be amazing. This has got this bokeh and it's 1 point whatever. And you buy it and you give up on it. And then you put it on the marketplace and you sell it off. And then later down the road, you learned how to use that lens or use a similar lens and you're like, I need to have that again. And then you go buy it and then it's more expensive than when you first originally bought it. So my message today is establish a strong foundation. I don't like to buy anything now. I don't like to buy anything now that I don't know how to use. In regards to tools, before I go to Home Depot and I buy an expensive tool, I'll go to Harbor Freight and I'll buy the cheaper version of it. Yeah, you're spending a little bit more money, but then you'll realize, hey, you know what? Do I really need that? No, because it does it with this. Or if you did get perfection out of that, then you can go and buy that more expensive thing. In December, Christmas is coming. I know right now a lot of people bought like cameras for their wives or their husbands and they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give this to them and they're going to start their business. And ourselves included, I did that years ago. I bought it on December. And then I gave it to my wife for Christmas, and then we started doing photography. And then we ran into those bumps in the roads. The success and failure rate of new photographers is based on how how you learn something. It's not about your how you promote yourself. It's not about any of that when you first start. It's about investing into your profession, investing into your knowledge, growing, learning photography. That's when you start to see people being successful. It's the ones that learn something before they just go and splurge on everything. I know we get fed the DJI stuff and all this, small rigs and all, they're like, you gotta have this because if without this, you're not the photographer. I fall for it. I'm like, oh my God. And I'll tell my friends, I'm like, did you see that new thing? Blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, like, oh, and then one of us buys it. And yeah, we watch them. But the truth of, like I said, the truth of the reality of it is a lot of this stuff just sits on the shelf. And we buy that and say you use it, you feel like a failure because you're like, hey, you know what? It didn't give me the results that they promised. It didn't give me that. I didn't get that bokeh. I didn't get that lighting. I didn't get the depth for perception on my photos. Sorry, I'm stuttering on some of these words. And all I'm saying to everybody is invest into yourself. Invest into, if you want to buy a lens, go test it out. Find out what friend has it. Put it on your camera. See if it's going to work for you. And don't give up. In photography, the biggest moment when someone gives up is when they realize they need Photoshop, they need Lightroom, they need all these extra tools to enhance that photography venture that they're starting. And if you don't invest into learning that stuff, you're not going to continue to be successful. And you'll see that. Prime example, like I said, December, people get cameras. January, you're going to see all these posts. Hey, I own my photography company. I'm doing minis. Book me. And then they don't see the people booking them. Then they don't see people calling them. And then they just give up. Especially when they go and look at their product. They look at their photography. If they're truly open and honest to themselves with growth, they'll look at something and be like, oh my God, I didn't get what I was expecting. So I'm not knocking it. If you're into Black Friday and you buy everything, if I had $1 million, I would buy everything in the kitchen sink. Because I watch those videos, I'm like, oh my God, that thing is bad. That new microphone is bad. For example, this studio, I could have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into this. If I had the money bags for that, this studio would have been done a long time ago. But as you can see, I'm still building the studio. I don't want to jump into things. I still have our light tracks. I still have our diffusers. I have everything that needs to go in here. But I'm taking my time. I'm really investing stuff or researching. I'm asking other people. I'm asking people that have their own podcast shows set up, their mics and everything like that. And I'm taking my time. There's no rush to this. With the podcast, why would I, if I can't speak to you on a camera like I'm doing now, if I don't invest on this on a daily basis, learn how to grow myself with my online presence, how to continue speaking, how not to look to my left when I keep trying to look out there. It doesn't matter what I build. It doesn't matter how much money I put into this. That's just icing on the cake. Your cake has got to be good first. People got to enjoy you speaking to them. Granted, like these, it's not a lot of views. It's not a lot of likes. It's, on Instagram or TikTok. On YouTube, it's a different story. I'm building a community. They're starting to engage with me. And that is investment into myself. Yeah, some people are like, oh my God, it's this guy again. My photographer, they're like, oh, it's him again on there. Or he didn't do the bells and whistles. It's not this way instead of here. I do it this way so I can post it everywhere and not just focus on the YouTube. But I'm investing in myself. I'm taking this time out of my busy schedule because I know I got to get this right. I know I got to enjoy being on the camera. I know I got to step in front of the camera. I know I need to be doing this daily before I go and build out the huge thing. Right now, it doesn't matter what this is because it's going to be a podcast / photography studio. So I always know, I mean, there's still that fallback. If I don't do the podcast, I have our studio. But my goal is to get better. So anyways, like I said, if I had the money on Black Friday, I'd be buying everything and your mama. But I don't. So pray with me, or pray for me, that I don't hit any buying stuff, because there is some items out there that I'm looking at hard. But I don't want to do that. In regards to 2025, a tip that I have for everybody. I know everybody's like, hey, 2025 is my year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be explosive. I'm going to hit the market. I'm going to do this. But what are you doing in regards or in preparation for 2025? What are you doing to get ready? What's the big game changer? Everybody always does this big game changer. And then you look, it's all they did was just buy a brand new thing. You know, whether it be a lighted floor or a brand new camera or a photo booth mirror or this and that, or a big, huge Godzilla that's going to come out in their photos. The real game changer of 2025 for anybody that owns a business, whether it be photography or whatever, invest in your SEO. Invest in being everywhere. Be a guerrilla marketer. Don't have one funnel. Expand. Open up. Everybody's always on Instagram. Photographers, Instagram started for photographers. Some stayed. So it's become this one big pool where all these photographers are fishing for people. They're fishing for the same clients. And it's like, you know, the big D. You know what I mean? Who's got the bigger D? The ones that have the bigger D are the ones that are investing now. The ones that are branching out. The ones that are everywhere. Are taking risks. Being where people are not. If you're not on other social media platforms and you're only living in Instagram, if you're everywhere else, it's open. People are like, well, people aren't on this. You know, I'm not a TikTok dancer, or I'm not a LinkedIn professional. All right, whatever. If people like it, then post it. If they don't, then at least you got it out there. That's what you want to do. Don't invest in tons of gear. Invest in yourself. If you want a killer 2025, do what you're not doing now. Then. We've been preparing for 2025. 2025 is going to be my year because I'm focused on everything. I'm coming with everything. And I'm coming for everything. So, wish me luck. I know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not bashing on Black Friday. If I had the bags, I'd do it. But I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to help you grow. Help myself grow. And do a better brisket next time. So invest in yourself. Don't invest in things that you think are going to make it better for you, and then give up on it and then sell it. So anyways, that's my message for today. How you like my Buc-ee shirt? I'm not sponsored by Buc-ee's. I love Buc-ee's. Hopefully we'll get to go this weekend. See you tomorrow. Deuces.